Hello, good morning, dear students. Welcome to KLS Gopte College of Commerce, Belagavi. Myself, Professor S.B. Bendigeri, Department of Economics, taking online classes for 6th semester students. Dear students, in the last class, we all have understood the objectives of economic planning, most important topic. And in today's class, let us have a look on the introduction and objectives of 11th 5-year plan. So according to your syllabus, there are two plans, 11th and 12th 5-year plans. These two plans you have to understand very systematically, and these two plans are completely depending on earlier plans. Okay, every plan is depending on its previous plan that we have to understand. So according to the 11th 5-year plan, what all activities have been targeted and what all activities have been pre-planned in the beginning of 11th 5-year plan. Here 11th 5-year plan time tenure, that we have to understand. In objective questions sometimes they may ask the question of what is the time tenure of 11th 5-year plan or else 12th 5-year plan. So 11th 5-year plan time tenure was 2007 to 2012. Okay, so here every 5-year plans has its own target, its own plan, its own predetermined objectives, what to be done and what all not to be done. These things are prepared in the beginning of every 5-year plan. As per the Indian economic planning, the Planning Commission started the first 5-year plan in the year 1951. Okay, 1951 to 56, first 5-year plan was started in India. So here the 11th 5-year plan was introduced by the National Development Council, that is NDC, which is approved the 11th 5-year plan on 19th December 2007. Okay, to raise the average economic growth rate to 9% from 7.62, which was recorded during the 10th 5-year plan. In the 10th 5-year plan, the GDP growth rate was expected up to 7.6%, but in 11th 5-year plan, this GDP growth rate expected to be increased to 9%, with the greater expectations of increasing the growth rate of the economy with 9%. 11th 5-year plan introduced on 19th December 2007. Okay, the total outlay of the 11th plan has been placed. Outlay means expenditure. The total expenditure of the 11th 5-year plan has been placed at 36,44,718 crore rupees. How much it is? 36,44,718 crore, which is more than double of the total outlay of the previous 10th plan. In previous plan, means in the 10th plan, the total expenditure of the plan was very less compared to 11th plan. It is almost double compared to the 10th 5-year plan. Okay, in this proposed expenditure, the contribution of central government and state government are as below. Okay, here rupees 21,56,571 crore, which was contributed by central government, and 14,88,147 crore rupees contributed by state governments. Okay, so the share of the central government was 21,56,571 crore, and the share of all states for the success of 11th 5-year plan was 14,88,147 crore. Okay, in order to make growth more inclusive, the 11th plan proposes to increase the agriculture sector growth rate to 4% from 2.13, which was grown in 10th 5-year plan. Okay, the ultimate objective of the 11th 5-year plan was inclusive growth. That you have to understand. In most of the times in the examination, there may be one question: what is inclusive growth? Inclusive growth means it is a process of providing all economic benefits to the last person of the society. That is called as inclusive growth. When the economic benefits of the government through these 5-year plans reached to every individual, every poor person who is standing at the last in the society, when the last person of the society enjoying all economic benefits of the government through all these 5-year plans is known as inclusive growth, for example. Okay, the 11th 5-year plan proposes to increase the agriculture sector growth rate. So here what happens, 11th 5-year plan has given greater importance for development of agriculture. The expected growth rate was 4%. In the previous plan, in the 10th plan, it was 2.13 percentage. To make it as 4% growth rate, Government of India has given greater importance for agriculture sector. Okay, hope you understood. This is all about the introduction of the 11th 5-year plan. Now look at the main objectives of the 11th plan. These objectives may success or may not be, but in the beginning of the plan, all these objectives must be pre-planned. Okay, at the end of the 5-year plan, at the end of the time tenure of this particular plan, objectives may success or may not be. But the success and failure of the objectives always depends not only on a single aspect, it depends on every aspect, like financial aspect, political aspect, natural aspect, for example, social aspect. When all these aspects supports, join hands, there is a possibility of success of every 5-year plans. Hope you understood. So like that, if you are looking at the objectives of 11th 5-year plan, these are as following. Look at the first objective. The first objective was determined on the basis of income and poverty. Okay, the first and foremost objective of 11th 5-year plan was to accelerate GDP growth rate from 8% to 10%. Okay, hope you understood. GDP growth rate was 8% in 10th 5-year plan. It will be expected. It is expected to be increased up to 10%. Okay, and maintaining a 10% in a 12th 5-year plan in order to double per capita income by 2016-17. Okay, at least to maintain 10% of GDP growth rate by 12th 5-year plan. It is because of what? To double per capita income by 2016 and 17. Okay. Next is increase agriculture GDP growth rate to 4% per year to ensure a broader spread of benefits. The 11th 5-year plan objective was to increase the agriculture sector growth rate up to 4% every year. Every year there must be increase in the agriculture sector by 4% to ensure a broader spread of benefits and to create 70 million new work opportunities. Basically, India is a labor-oriented country. Supply of labor is always more than the demand for labor. To make it balance, government need to create employment opportunities in every plan period. Okay, so keeping it in mind, in the 11th plan, Government of India expected to create 70 million new work opportunities for people of the economy. And next, in the first part of the objective, that is income and poverty, to reduce educated unemployment to below 5%. Especially what happens in India, the developing countries like India, most of the people are educated unemployers. It is very difficult to make it balance. It is very difficult to solve the problem of educated unemployment. Okay, educated unemployment in the sense most of the people of the economy are getting education. They are qualifying. They are well qualified. They are getting minimum qualification of degree, for example. If they are getting degree qualification, if they don't have any kind of employment opportunities, it is very difficult to make balance of those class of people. So to avoid that, Government of India tried to reduce the educated unemployment to below 5% by creating 70 million new work opportunities. Okay, and to raise real wage rate of unskilled workers by 20%. See, it is very interesting. The ultimate objective of the 11th five-year plan to increase the income and to eradicate poverty. The wage rates of the unskilled laborers has been increased up to 20%. Unskilled labor means the labor who are not having any kind of education, training, for example, skills. Those laborers are called as unskilled laborers. And always they are getting less amount of wages because they are exploited by jamindars, they are exploited by industrial entrepreneurs, and they don't have any rights to fight for their, for example, expectations, or for example their rights. Okay, so because of that, to increase the standard of living of those unskilled laborers, government of India has thought to increase 20% of wage rates for only that class of people. Okay, and to reduce the head count ratio of consumption poverty by 10 percentage points. Okay, head count ratio means to decline the poverty ratio of the country in each villages, in each families, and by each individual. Okay, so the purpose of the reduction of head count ratio of consumption poverty by 10% is to minimize poverty in the economy. So right from British rule and even after independence, there is no possibility of controlling, eradicating poverty as well as unemployment. Okay, so to eradicate poverty simultaneously, Government of India has reduced the headcount ratio of consumption poverty by 10% during 11th five-year plan. Now look at the objectives of which are related to education, educational objectives of 11th five-year plan. The first educational objective was to reduce dropout rates of children from elementary school from 52.2% in 2003-4 to 20% by 11-12. Okay, it means what? Reduce the dropout rates of children from elementary school. Most of these students, most of these children are dropped out. They are not interested to get at least minimum or at least universal education. It means compulsory education, elementary education. 52.2% of children were dropped out by elementary school education and in 2003-4. To minimize it to 20% by 2011-12, Government of India has taken positive step in the objectives of education. Okay, and developing minimum standards of educational attainment in elementary school, and by regular testing, monitor effectiveness of education to ensure quality. For example, the purpose of the 11th five-year plan was to increase the quality of the education, effectiveness of the education by testing and monitoring regularly. The purpose of this objective is to increase the education ratio. Okay, to increase the literacy ratio, Government of India has spent lots of money only on this particular aspect, for example, and to increase literacy rate for persons of age 7 years or above to 85%. See, very interesting. To increase the literacy ratio of the age group of 7 years old children up to 85%. It was very less before 11th five-year plan. To make it 85%, Government of India has spent huge amount of money on education sector. Okay, and lower gender gap in literacy to 10 percentage point. Okay, gender gap means it is nothing but the gap between male and female. Okay, in India what happens, even till today this ratio goes on increasing. Okay, for every 1,000 male, the female ratio is declining. Okay, from last 10 years. To increase the female ratio for every per 1,000 male, Government of India has spent huge amount of money on education sector to decrease gender gap between male and female. Okay, and to increase the percentage of each cohort going to higher education from the present 10% to 15% by the end of the plan. Another important step towards educational development in 11th five-year plan was to increase the persons who are getting higher education. It was 10% in 10th five-year plan. To make it 15%, Government of India has spent huge amount of money on that class of students. Okay, so this is all about the few objectives and introduction part of the 11th five-year plan. The remaining part and remaining objectives of the 11th five-year plan we shall discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you very much.